Ravens fans, I am so excited to introduce you to the newest member of the team, wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Odell, congratulations. Welcome to Baltimore.
Thank you. Welcome. Happy to be here.
So you and the Ravens have been talking for a little while now, going back until the end of last season. What have you learned about the organization during that time, and what finalized your decision to come here and join the Ravens?
I've seen this team from afar and up close, being in the AFC North, and it's a team that's just built to win. Wins the tough games, has a gritty team, and, obviously Coach Harbaugh's a great coach. I had admiration for him from, far away, and everything kind of came together. I was in a different place in my life where I was very just open and receptive, and I never expected to end up here, and it was what, was called, and the doors that were opened, and it just seemed to be everything that I needed to see. So I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm ready to get to work. Just happy to be here.
You and quarterback Lamar Jackson have spoken highly of each other for years, from a distance. I go back to 2018, you tweeted during the draft, he's one of the realest things I've ever seen. Tell me about your relationship and the friendship that you guys have built.
Yeah, and it's definitely been more from afar than, we haven't, always just kicked it or did anything like that. But my favorite quarterback growing up was Mike Vick. And he gave me many flashes of it. If he was left-handed, I think we would all, see it even more. But just a tremendous talent, tremendous quarterback, and just somebody who, I look forward to having the opportunity to play for and catch passes from. Admired him from afar from a very long time now, and obviously he's done very well for himself in the NFL.
What's this week been like for you? I'm sure your new teammates have been reaching out on social media or text just to connect and kind of welcome you to the squad.
Yeah, it's definitely been a whirlwind. Had some guys reach out, but it's just crazy. It all kind of happened so fast, and I feel like that's life. You never know what to expect or how things are gonna go, and it just kind of worked out the way it's supposed to. I feel like when you sit back and you open your heart to whatever is supposed to be in your life, it'll walk through those doors, and this is exactly what walked through the door. So I'm excited.
So Odell, when you look at the past year for you, it's been highs and lows. You win the Super Bowl, but of course in the process you tear your ACL. Then 4 days later you welcome your son, and then you go through this free agency process over the last year. What have you learned about yourself as a person and as a player over the course of the last 14 months?
I think, when it's all said and done, my story won't be so much about, a catch or, all the other things that people like to talk about, and I think it'll be talked about resiliency. And I just feel like, if put anybody through my situation, put the top guy, put the lowest guy, and I don't know who would still be standing after all the things that I've been through, on a day-to-day basis, and especially, having surgery and having, both knees taped up, and I have a 4-day-old or a 5-day-old at that time, and just kind of trying to find my way back, on the field again after, you get to the pinnacle of your dream, and, it goes a way that you would never expect. So I definitely think resiliency would be, the tale of my story at the end, and I'm just excited about this next chapter, excited to get back on the field. I mean, I had to sit there and watch for an entire year. Everyone else get to have fun, and I just feel like it's my turn to have some fun.
We all saw the clips of your workout for NFL teams recently last month. You look good in those clips and in that workout. How has this process been in terms of recovering from the ACL, and when did you start to feel like, okay, I'm back to myself, and where do you feel like you're at physically now?
It was tough. It was tougher this time around because, when you go through the ACL on the second time, and again, it's in the Super Bowl. You didn't get to finish the Super Bowl. It was the dream that you wanted. It took me a longer time to, get out of the soaking and upset phase and kind of back into the work. And I remember, leading up to the workout, it was still kind of, coming around to, how far along am I? And I kind of just put it together and got ready, and that was just like, knowing that I still had 5 months to the season. So that's a great place to be in then, but it's nowhere near where I'll be, when September starts.
So the Ravens' new offensive coordinator is Todd Monken, somebody who you know well, and he recently spoke really highly of you, talked about he loves your work ethic. He loves your competitiveness. What can you tell us about what a Todd Monken offense is going to look like and how excited you are to be part of that?
Well, you know, we had our run-in at Cleveland, and he was a guy who, you know, we connected, and we tried our best in a situation that just wasn't, you know, for anybody at the moment. I mean, at the time, it just wasn't the best of situations. So I think if you look at it, you got to look at the success he had at Georgia and just understand, you know, who he has at quarterback now and what they were doing there and how many points they scored and how much offense they produced and just be ready for some fun. I think he definitely knows what he's doing. He's a guy who I have a lot of respect for, so I'm excited about that as well.
What do you want to bring to this offense?
Fun, touchdowns, leadership, passion, for sure, passion. I think passion is a big part of my game. And just that desire to win. You know, I know nobody wants to lose, everyone wants to win, but truly that deep down, how bad do you want it? How deep will you dig to get it? We got to win, and that's the most important thing.
On the leadership piece, you're stepping into a receiver room, a bunch of young guys in that room. Rashad Bateman certainly is going to be a huge piece of this offense, and he's somebody who's talked about you, and he's looked up to you from afar in terms of not just the player that you are, but also all that you've meant to the game off the field as well. What do you want to impart on these young players as you land here in Baltimore?
You know, Rashad actually is someone who I trained with in Arizona, you know, met up with, you know, hung out with, so it's kind of surreal that, you know, we're on the same team. And even when I was the young guy, there were still people in the room that were drawn towards me and they were looking at me to see what I do. And now being the older guy and people come up and it's like, oh, I watched you in high school or middle school. Or it's just, you know, it's a crazy thing to hear, but I think I know my role and how to step into that and just how to show them how to be a pro. You know, little tips and techniques and things that I've learned throughout my career. I just know how I can help in that aspect and know that they're watching, so I have to be the one to set the tone and lead by example. I can't just be, you know, not practicing what I preach.
And lastly, Odell, when you look at this season, you're going to be taking the field at M&T Bank Stadium soon. What are your hopes and your expectations for this year?
I mean, I think it's the same as everyone else. You know, the only goal is to win a Super Bowl. And I know going to the Los Angeles Rams and winning the Super Bowl, and now you know what it tastes like. And I just would love for all of us to have another one. Excited about joining the flock. Excited about the fun we're about to have, man. Let's go ahead and win games and get another ring.
Awesome. Adding another Lombardi trophy out
Yes,
front
sir.
would be very nice. So we're excited to have you here.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much for the time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.